The City of Millville Commission meeting for February 5th, 2019. I call this meeting to order. Roll call.
Mayor Santiago.
Here.
Commissioner Pepitone.
Here.
Vice Mayor Parent.
Here.
Commissioner Udalvis. Here. Commissioner Cooper.
Here.
I call for Lou Heiseru of the First United Methodist Church to deliver invocation, followed by the salute to the flag. Can we all stand, please?
Good evening. Let us pray. Lord, we ask your presence in this meeting tonight. Thank you for so many good people being here. Lord, as our nation and as our state, the city of Millville needs a strong dose of your grace. We need your wisdom for tough issues. We need your patience to work them out. We live in an increasingly complex and confusing world, so help us to find the simplest solutions we can. I pray especially for our commissioners this night and the leadership of Mayor Santiago. May each commissioner have the boldness and courage to lead this town, employing the utmost of fairness and justice. Give them vision for the future, a positive spirit, a fervent desire for cooperation, and passion for the community. Lord, we ask that you'll help them to work together with kindness and forbearance. May they always have the best interests of the citizens in mind. May they always make decisions with equity and clarity. Bless them for their efforts and give them success. We pray also for the city and for its people. Pray that you'll bring peace and charity to our homes and to our streets, and give us grace to be good neighbors and learn to offer undeserved kindness. For all these things and so much more we pray. In the holy name of your Son. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may all be seated. Joe, we're going to jump right into your presentation.
Make sure you guys are speaking into the mic, too. They can't really hear.
We're going to jump right into the presentations. Gene, did you hear that?
I did.
This meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act of 1975, was advertised, posted, and made available to the public as required by statute. The municipal clerk is directed to include a statement in the minutes of this meeting. So as you see, we have a large crowd here. I just want to know where's the pizza after this. So we have a great special moment for the law enforcement community of the city and the police department. So I'd call for Director of Public Safety Joe Pepitone, Chief Farabella to step up to the mic on this side, and you all know why you're here for. So let's move on with it. You got it.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I want to thank everybody that came out tonight. It's great to see the support that you all have for one another. And I think it's a testament to Mr. Mulford over here of the job that he's done for 25 years. I've only been here for a year, but I've heard your name and I heard the great things that you've done, and I'm proud to be able to honor you this evening. And again, I want to thank you for the service. And with that, I'm going to read a proclamation from the City Commission, okay? Whereas Lawrence Larry Mulford was appointed to the Millville Police Department in January of 1994 after he completed his basic training at the Gloucester County Police Academy and retired from the Millville Police Department after 25 years of service. And whereas graduating, he was assigned to the Uniform Patrol Division and served 17 years as a patrolman, where he acted as a training officer as well as an officer in charge. Larry was also assigned for a brief period of time to Investigation Division as a detective, and whereas Larry was promoted to the rank of sergeant in 2011, and for 5 years was assigned to the Charlie Squad as their shift supervisor upon promotion to lieutenant, he was assigned the Records Division, where he served as the Service Division Commander until his retirement. And whereas Larry attended numerous law enforcement seminars in schools during the course of his career, and whereas Larry's mother, Dorothy Deblock, worked as a Cumberland County Sheriff's officer when Lieutenant Mulford was a small child, which inspired him to pursue a career in law enforcement. And whereas Larry's father, James Mulford, also works in law enforcement and currently works as a state corrections officer for the Southwood State Prison, whereas Larry's a lifetime New York Giants football fan surrounded by co-workers who are prominently Eagle fans. hang in there. And whereas Larry in his off time enjoys hunting, fishing, camping, listening to classic rock, especially Journey, good band, and spending time with his family. And whereas Larry and his wife Shannon reside in Millville with their daughter Taylor and their dog Maggie. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Board of Commissioners of the City of Millville do hereby honor and extend warm wishes to Lawrence Mulford as he celebrates his retirement after 25 years of service, and congratulate him on many years of exemplary service and dedication to his family, friends, and the community. Adopted February 5, 2019. No, I'm sorry, yeah, 2019, and signed by all the commissioners. I want to congratulate you, sir.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for commissioners, and thank you, Commissioner Joe Pepitone, for giving that proclamation. Looking at Mulford, he's been retired a couple of days. It didn't take him long to grow that beard already. But I could tell you something about Larry. He did it. He did 25 years of service, which is it's a hard environment to complete. And he was one of those guys that you came to work and he made you laugh. And he was just that humble guy. He was dedicated to his job. And he was definitely a company man. I could not say enough about Larry Mulford. He'll be sorely missed, definitely in our records division. And I congratulate you, and anything you ever need. Hope you want to come back and be a class 2. We'll bring you on.
I must say that the 25 years I served in this town have been an experience. I've met some truly wonderful people, and some lifetime friends I've made. The job is it's very difficult. This is a very difficult job. Now, all these guys and my fellow officers, that hopefully they continue to be recognized, to realize some of the things that they see on a daily basis that your average person doesn't. There's things that we deal with that your average person doesn't. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. I would do it again if I had to. And I've been blessed. And I just want to say Godspeed to my brothers and sisters. And I love you all.
Now we're going to take time to swear in our new recruits. Can you guys come up here?
You want to turn and face me? You guys can come out a little bit more, maybe? There we go. Okay, raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of police officer according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations. Here's that. You're going to sign your name right here. All right, very good. You're going to sign your name right here. Thank you. One more. There we go. I'm going to get out of your way. Safe boards.
Just moms and dads, I promised you when we did a swearing in going back a little over 18 months ago, I said if your boys make it, and we're going to do a formal swearing in. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. These guys did 18 weeks of extensive hard training at Gloucester Academy, and I could tell you, I had never had a complaint. I never had the academy call me. This, one guy's failing on a run, or this, his academics are going down, and this one needs coach. And it was a blessing. These guys, I didn't even know they were there. They were just doing it, and they were doing a good job. This brings our numbers to about 81. So we're very proud to thank the commission. We're building our numbers back up. We have a lot of plans for these young recruits, and they're still in a FTO phase. They got another 18 weeks, and they're going to be with a seasoned officer to learn the job. So I congratulate these guys. What they went through was very hard, and they stuck together as brothers, and they studied together, and they talked to each other. And I'm sure there was times where they were saying, "Is this really worth it? I want to quit." And they held it together, and they chose a profession. And we're happy to have you on. Congratulations.
Just to comment on what Jody had said, this commission has promised to bring our police officer numbers up. We've been faithful in doing it. We're going to continue to do what we can to make our city safer. And one more time, let's hear from the new boys in blue. Now, since we had Mr. Mulford retire, we need to have some promotions put in place, so we're going to do that right now. Chief is going to read a couple bios.
Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Brandon Kavanaugh,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of police sergeant
of police sergeant
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You made me laugh.
Excellent. Thank you.
Where do I start? Brandon Kavanaugh. He's just one of those informal leaders. You don't have to have rank to have leadership, and he's just one of them guys. Ever since I met him, he was one of those kids who was pretty much squared away, and that proved because he went right to the detective bureau. And I'm very happy that for this day, because sometimes in civil service you don't always get to pick the right people, and someone might be right behind them, and it works that way. But lately, with all their promotions, they're very well deserved, and this one I couldn't say more. Brandon's worked in the detective bureau where he's done a lot of criminal investigations, homicides, and a lot of things that go along with detective work. So he's going to really help or bolster our patrol. He's going to go back to patrol as a sergeant, and he's going to teach a lot of our young guys, give them some trainings, because he's had a lot of detective training. He's going to help us out tremendously. So, Brandon, I thank you. I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you, but you got a lot of work ahead of you, buddy.
Now we're going to swear in Mr. Hoytis.
Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Joseph Hoytis,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of police lieutenant
of police lieutenant
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. Take that. Excellent.
Just going to go back on a couple bios, and I wasn't done really talking about Brandon, but I'll just speak a little bit about him now. Brandon Cavanaugh was promoted to the rank of sergeant. Sergeant Cavanaugh was appointed to the Millville Police Department on January 28, 2008. Upon completion of basic training at Cape May County Police Academy on June 26, 2008, Sergeant Cavanaugh was assigned to the Uniform Patrol Division, where he enforced the criminal laws of New Jersey, conducted initial investigations for apprehension of criminals, and patrolled the city for motor vehicle violations. In November 2013, he was assigned to the Criminal Investigation Division, where he primarily conducted secondary investigations into crimes such as homicides, assaults, robberies, and thefts. In March of 2018, Sergeant Cavanaugh was temporarily assigned to the Cumberland County Organized Crime Bureau as a Violent Crimes Task Force officer, where he focused primarily on narcotics and gang-related investigations. In July 2018, Sergeant Cavanaugh was reassigned back to the Millville Police Department, Criminal Investigation Division. Sergeant Cavanaugh was married to his wife, Heather, and they have 2 children, Aiden and Audrey. I wish you guys please stand and be recognized. Where are you at? To Joe Hoytis, promoted to the rank of lieutenant, was appointed to the Millville Police Department on June 22, 2003. Upon completion of basic training, Lieutenant Hoytis was assigned to the Uniform Division, where he renamed until December of 2005. When he was assigned to the Criminal Investigation Division in November of 2006, Lieutenant Hoytis was then assigned to the Millville Police Department Narcotics Unit, where he conducted numerous undercover operations, surveillance, and prepared search warrants, which led to the arrest of many subjects. In February 2007, Lieutenant Hoytis was assigned to the Cumberland County Narcotic Task Force. In February 2008, Lieutenant Hoytis was then reassigned back to the Millville Police Narcotic Unit, where he expertise and training served as asset to this department. In April 2010, Lieutenant Hoytis was assigned to the Cumberland County Organized Crime Bureau, where he remained for the next 5 years, conducting numerous narcotic gang-related investigations. In November 2014, Lieutenant Hoytis was then assigned to the Patrol Division, and in June 2015, he was made Acting Sergeant supervising Squad A at the Patrol Division. In September 2015, Lieutenant Hoytis was promoted to the rank of Sergeant. In January 2016, Lieutenant Hoytis was assigned to the Criminal Investigation Bureau as Detective Sergeant, then on supervising the Narcotic Unit. On July 2016, in April 2017, Lieutenant Hoytis was assigned to the position of Administrative Sergeant. During this time to present, Lieutenant Hoytis was the traffic safety, reviewed all motor vehicle crash reports, police fleet management, including purchasing and up-to-fitting police vehicles, uniform crime, UCR uniform crime rate, supervising the school resource officers, as well as special officers, scheduling the department's details, permits, licensing, including taxi, tow, operators, and special events as city properties. Lieutenant Hoytis and his wife, Victoria, reside in Millville, along with his 14-year-old daughter, Jamie Jo Lynn. And I want to say Mom and Dad are here. They came all the way from Arizona to be here for her young son. And very well deserved. You guys stand up? Thank you.
Again, I'd like to thank all of you for coming out this evening and supporting your own, as well as coming and see what a City Commission's meeting is like. You're welcome to stay if you choose. We're going to have a little break now. If you guys want to leave, you can do that as well. But again, thank you for your dedication, all of you, and you guys have a great evening. You couldn't hear me? I'm disappointed. I can't hear you now. Hey, thank you. Regina, did you hear me?
I feel it coming down the side.
How are you, man?
Thank you.
Hi, how are you? It's nice to see you. Just need a whole new setup.
When? Let me know where it is. Pleasure meeting you, finally. Michelle told me about you. She told me it was good to meet you. It was a pleasure. We had all good stuff about it. I'm sure you're doing a great job. And I know it takes a while to get in it, but I'm glad it's finally in there. Okay. Were you able to hear me when I was speaking? Yes. You sure? That's good. Well, excellent. Congratulations to you and to him. Thank you. And you take care. Okay. Thank you again.
See you guys. Thanks for coming. Bye.
What's next?
How are you? Good seeing you. Good. Thanks.
Next week, he's next
It's good to see you. How's everything going?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, man, here you go. I know. Hey, listen, I started to laugh. I put my head down. She stands like, yeah. That's funny.
Cassidy was just talking about you, bro. Cassidy. Said he wanted to send you a text, bro. Happy belated birthday. Was it yesterday?
Jeannie, we're going to go right to changes.
All right.
Right?
Yes, sir.
I should have brought it. Grabbed the butter. I had a chance.
That's not yours back there?
Ready?
No, I don't know who
Ready?
that is.
Ready?
Is that yours?
All right, for all of you that have stayed, we're going to continue with our commission meeting. We're going to go right to the city clerk's review and changes of agenda.
Yes, Mayor. So we had the addition of an ordinance amending Article 19, Section 2-69 of the revised ordinance of the City of Millville, and also the removal of a presentation item 4, which was postponed to the next meeting.
Thank you. We go right to bills, please.
Mayor, move the bills be paid if they're properly certified.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Minutes?
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve and dispense with the reading of the following minutes. January 2nd, closed session. January 15th, 2019, work session, closed session, and regular session.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
We now open up for public comment on agenda items only. Anyone that would like to comment on an agenda item, please step up to the mic, state your name and your concerns, and limit your comments to 5 minutes, please. Right over there, ma'am, to your right. Or to your left. You're welcome. You want to still review that to see if you want to make a comment? I'll give you a minute. Okay. Have a seat, ma'am. I'll call you in a second. Hold on. Hold on. It should be on there.
It's
Oh,
not.
no, it's not
no,
on the agenda.
it's on the agenda.
I'm sorry. You said animals. Is that what she said? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I feel like a school teacher here now. Waiting.
I feel like a student.
There you go.
What pages did I want to teach?
There's no. There's nothing on there. There's no.
I don't think there's any business that concerns animals tonight.
I know,
on the
there
agenda.
isn't. There isn't. I just want to make sure they're given the opportunity to look at it so they can prove it for themselves. On an agenda item only.
Yeah.
At the end, you'll be able to speak on whatever you want, okay? No, that's okay. Thank you for asking. All right, so I'll close the public comment on agenda items only. We went through the presentations
Correct.
of the police department, correct, Madam Clerk?
Correct.
All right, so we'll go into old business, please.
There is no old business, Mayor.
Report of Commissioners. Commissioner Cooper?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Short list this evening from the Parks Department. We have removed the brush and the leaves from Union Lake Park, started repairing the black decorative lighting downtown. Upcoming projects, we're still cleaning up Union Park and the brush from the areas to remove the leaves, and the final removing of the Christmas decorations. Upcoming events, the next RVC meeting will be held on Tuesday, February 20th, 6 p.m. at the Millville Senior Center, 1500 South 2nd Street. Snowflake Plunge coming up will be on Saturday, February 13th, 11:30 at Union Lake Park. Any takers? Okay, maybe later. Okay. Winter photo contest. We're currently accepting photos for our annual winter photo contest. All the contest rules, please contact the Recreation Department. And once again, we have the Holly City Walking Club every Tuesday and Thursday, 6:30 to 7:30 at Lakeside Middle School. If the school is closed, there's no walking. And with that, Mr. Mayor, moving forward.
Thank you, Commissioner Cooper. Commissioner Pepitone?
I just want to say I'm excited about the new police officers, the promotions, as well as retirement of Mr. Mulford. It's great stuff that's going on in the city. I do want to talk about two of our officers. One, Officer Sean Scott, during a Code Blue event, he was patrolling and found an individual that was on the street. He went to them. They didn't want to come. He waited a little while, and as I guess the evening went on, he decided to go back because he didn't want to give up on this individual. And eventually, the individual decided to come in, and he brought him in, and he stayed for the night. And I want to give him, kudos for being dedicated and really persistent. In addition, Officer Cody Miller, on his day off, decided to go to Code Blue, and he got a party pizza and brought it to the individuals there and watched a movie and hung out with them. So I want to share that our police officers are not only doing their regular jobs, but they get involved above and beyond the call of duty, and I'm really proud of the people that make up our Millville Police Department, as well as the Fire Department and ETS. So with that, that's what I want to share, Mary.
Round
Thank
of
you.
applause for Cody Miller.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. In regard to the Planning Board and Zoning Board of Adjustment, the February 7th Planning Board meeting and February 11th Zoning Board meeting have been canceled as there are no new applications for review. Providing an update of the Bureau of Permits and Inspections and Construction Department, an explanation of ordinance on first reading item 5 was provided by the municipal attorney and city administrator in order to inform the Commission of amendments pertaining to the effective date of elevator plan review and inspections as per New Jersey Administrative Code and the Department of Community Affairs. In regard to recent developments within the Bureau of Permits and Inspections, the department is pleased to announce its recent initiative in working alongside the Cumberland County Health Department to address enforcement of Public Health Nuisance Code, specifically as the code pertains to rental properties. Through increased communication, the departments aim to provide targeted resources and literature to residents, landlords, and tenants who visit the fifth floor housing and construction departments. As the department fosters this collaborative approach alongside the health department, programs and notifications of resources and services will be highlighted through future commissioners' reports. In regard to economic development, the Department of Public Affairs is pleased to report that the topic of economic development in the city of Millville will be highlighted through the Daily Journal's 2019 business forecast, providing a profile of recent achievements in economic development through the scope of the city and the county, highlighting topics ranging from a focus in job creation and opportunities for expansion in food processing and manufacturing industries. The city's economic development initiative was encapsulated through a series of responses. I extend my gratitude to Anthony Coppola of the Daily Journal for providing the Department of Public Affairs the opportunity to explain recent trends in economic development in the city of Millville through our responses. Addressing community development, the department announces that the 2019 grant cycle of the Community Development Block Grant will begin with the publication of applications for public services made available on February 8th after public notice given on February 7th. Copies of applications may be accessed online beneath Public Affairs and Housing and Community Development, in addition to being made available on the 5th floor of City Hall. February 21st marks the first public hearing of public service programs, a mandatory presentation for all applicants to provide an overview of the program, receive feedback regarding classification of the project under CDBG national objectives, and receive additional feedback pertaining to reporting requirements for eligibility purposes. Interested applicants are encouraged to contact the CDBG administrator in order to learn about the mandatory first hearing via the following phone number: 856-825-7000, extension 7341, or via the city website at www.millvillenj.gov, or by visiting City Hall during hours of operation Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. on the 5th floor. And with the conclusion of this report, Mr. Mayor, progress.
Thank you, Commissioner. Vice Mayor? Mayor?
Nothing at this time, Mayor.
I'd just like to introduce one new business on High Street, Integrity for Her. It's a hair salon for women. It opened up about 2 weeks. We're always happy when we're filling those empty stores on High Street, which was a great thing for the two young ladies that owned the place. Also, Commissioner Udalvis and I attended the Firemen's, what do you want to call that?
Spouses Appreciation
Spouses
Dinner.
Appreciation. It was a weekend or so ago. Great time. It was an opportunity for firemen to appreciate their wives and also appreciate one another. And there were several firemen that have spent many years on that department that were recognized, and it's always a great event. I know I had a good time, and I'm sure the Commissioner had a good time. So with that progress, can we go right into ordinances on second reading, please?
Yes, Mayor. We have an ordinance amending the salary ordinance to amend an existing title's maximum compensation for the following: Senior Public Works Inspector, minimum $20,000, maximum $65,000.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this proposed ordinance on second and final reading.
Second motion.
So because this ordinance is on second reading, anyone that opposes it can step up to the mic, state your concerns and your name, and limit your comments to 5 minutes, please. Seeing no one, I close reading number 1 on ordinance second reading. Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 2 is an ordinance amending the City of Millville Municipal Code, Chapter 11, Bureau of Permits and Inspections, Article 10, State Uniform Construction Code, subsections 11 through 82, construction permit fees.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this proposed ordinance on second and final reading.
Second motion.
Once again, this is an ordinance on second reading, item number 2. Anyone that opposes it or has any comments concerning this, please step up to the mic, state your name and your concerns, and limit your comments to 5 minutes, please. Seeing no one, I close ordinance 2 on second reading. Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Move right into ordinances on first reading,
Okay, our
please.
first item is an ordinance approving and authorizing an application to the State of New Jersey Commissioner of Transportation for the Millville Volunteer Fire Department to hold a coin drop on June 21st, 22nd, and August 23rd and 24th on the Route 55 southbound exit ramp to Route 49.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this ordinance on first reading with final consideration on February 19th, 2019, after due publication as provided for by law.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Second item is an ordinance approving and authorizing an application to the Cumberland County Roadway Department for the Millville Babe Ruth Baseball League to hold a coin drop on May 17th, May 18th, May 19th at the intersections of Buckshootum and Cedarville Roads.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this ordinance on first reading with final consideration giving on February 19th, 2019, after due publication as provided for by law.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 3 is an ordinance amending Municipal Code, Chapter 39, Article 10, Schedule 21, Parking Reserved for Handicapped Persons to add Lewis J. Cologne to 212 D Street.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this ordinance for first reading with final consideration to be given on February 19th after due publication as provided by law.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 4 is an ordinance approving and authorizing an application to the Cumberland County Roadway Department for the Millville Lightning to hold a coin drop on April 26th, April 27th, and April 28th at the intersections of Buckshootum and Cedarville Roads.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this ordinance on first reading with final consideration on February 19, 2019, after due publication as provided for by law.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 5 is an ordinance amending ordinance number 58-2018, which recently amended Chapter 11, Bureau of Permits and Inspections, in order to correct the effective date of Section 11-81B pertaining to elevator plan review and inspections.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this ordinance on first reading with final consideration to be given on February 19th, 2019, after due publication as provided for by law.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 6 is an ordinance amending Article 19, 2-69 of the revised ordinance of the City of Millville.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this ordinance on first reading with final consideration to be given on February 19th, 2019, after due publication as provided for by law.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
We're now going to resolutions, please.
Okay, item 1 is a resolution authorizing the purchase of 5 2020 police vehicles from Charles S. Winter Incorporated, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, through state contract in the amount of $158,385.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
The certification of funds.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I do have certification of funds for
Thank you.
just the 91,000.
No, this one's the 158. Do you have that one? Should have that.
I do have
104.
certification of funds for the $158,385
Thank you.
given to us by Marcella Shepard, our Chief Financial Officer.
Thank you.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 2 is a resolution approving taxi cab operator license applications for the period covering January 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2019 for the following applicants: Jose Jerez,
Hey, Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 3 is a resolution authorizing public sale of certain equipment no longer needed for public use to be sold online from February 19, 2019 through February 26, 2019 through a contracted government online auction service, GovDeals Incorporated, at www.govdeals.com.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 4 is a resolution authorizing award of professional service contract through a non-fair and open process with Robert Vary to act as hearing officer for administrative proceedings involving disciplinary and grievance matters within the Millville Police Department in an amount not to exceed $8,000 for the period covering January 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2019.
Mr. Mayor, with that, I have certification of availability of funds in the amount of $8,000 from Chief Financial Officer Marcella Shepard, and I move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 5 is a resolution authorizing professional service contract through a non-fair and open process with M. Lou Gardy, Esquire, to act as one of the City of Millville's hearing officers for administrative proceedings involving disciplinary and grievance matters within the Millville Police Department in an amount not to exceed $8,000 for the period covering. Clarification here. This is for the entire city, not just the police department. I apologize. That was typographical.
So we'll make a note of that, that this is for the entire
For
city.
the entire city. In an amount, it's $8,000, correct?
Yes.
Okay, $8,000 for the period covering January 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2019.
Mr. Mayor, with that, I have certification of availability of funds in the amount of $8,000 from Chief Financial Officer Marcella Shepard, and I move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 6 is a resolution authorizing special assessment of municipal liens for certain properties due to expenses incurred by the City of Millville relating to board and secure plus administrative fees in accordance with Chapter 11, Article 1, subsection 11-6 of the Municipal Code.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 7 is a resolution certifying the list of volunteer firefighters who have qualified for the Length of Service Award Program, LOSAP, benefits for the year 2018.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 8 is a resolution authorizing change order number 1 for project entitled Cedarville Road Sidewalk Improvements Phase 3 with Charles Marandino, LLC, for a decreased amount of $9,512.60.
Mr. Mayor, move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? It's great when we save the money, right?
Yeah.
Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 9 is a resolution authorizing adjustments in the tax and utility records.
Mr. Mayor, move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 10 is a resolution authorizing change order number 1 for project entitled Route 49 Water Main Replacement Project with Pioneer Pipe Contractors Incorporated for an increased amount of $73,043.42.
Mr. Mayor, with that, I have certification of availability of funds in the amount of $73,043.42 from Chief Financial Officer Marcella Shepard, and I move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 11 is a resolution authorizing purchase of Vigilant 6 fixed camera license reader system from Vigilant Solutions LLC in the amount of $91,719 through the National Cooperative Purchasing Alliance, NCPA.
Mr. Mayor, with that, I have certification of funds from our Chief Financial Officer, Marcella Shepard, and I move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second motion.
Any comments? Big asset for our police department. This is very important for the men and women that are on our streets every day. When you have these cameras that are going to be in fixed locations, and I'm assuming going to be in the ins and outs of the city. God forbid there's a major crime and someone tries to leave the city, the police department's going to be able to go to those camera systems and hopefully get something that's going to help them solve the crime. So I think it's a big step, Commissioner. So
Absolutely.
congratulations to you and the police department. I'm sure that the men and women of the police department are happy to have that.
Thank you for that, Mayor.
Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 12 is a resolution authorizing the ratification award of an emergency contract to Perna Finnegan Incorporated for the repair service provided to the sewer main on 3rd Street on October 31st, 2018 in the amount of $17,370.
Mr. Mayor, move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 13 is a resolution authorizing establishment of a municipal uniform construction code enforcement agency in accordance with NJAC 5:23-4.3.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
New business, please.
Okay, I just need a motion to authorize the following special event on public lands application. 2019 Olympic Day Parade sponsored by the Millville Board of Education on May 24th, 2019 from 9:30 to 11.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this motion.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
We've now reached the public comment portion of our meeting. Anyone would like to address the commission, please go to the podium, state your name, and address your concerns. And please limit your comments to approximately 5 minutes.
Hello, Cindy Cook, Millville, New Jersey. Commissioner Pepitone already addressed sort of what I was going to talk
I'm
about.
sorry, Cindy. You can say it again, though, when people
But
want to hear it.
I would really wholeheartedly extend my thanks, and not just mine, but that of all of Code Blue, my volunteers, and the homeless people for everything our police force is doing for them. I have witnessed on many occasions where our police officers have actively gone out onto the street, searched around, found somebody in a car. They have found people hidden in abandoned buildings. They have brought them in, and they have told us that they needed a place to stay. Then we had Officer Miller come in on his night off. Come in with a huge, they had already eaten. He came in with a huge party tray pizza. Not only did he bring the pizza in, but he sat down. He sat, he talked, he had pizza with them, he communicated with them. I've seen this countless times, several times a week, where our officers go above and beyond. And I really wholeheartedly want to express the appreciation. What Officer Scott did the other night, I mean, I was in tears. I had to leave Code Blue not knowing what was going to happen to an individual that was obviously having an episode. She had gotten up, left. It was going to be 8 degrees out. Officer Scott came over. He had located her, and he came back to tell me he couldn't talk her into coming back, but he was going to keep watching her. And he did that. And about 11:15 that night, he managed to get her calmed down enough to bring her back into Code Blue, where in 8-degree weather, this woman was in a thin jacket, and she needed to be out of the elements. I mean, we're not guessing here. We know this is saving lives. You know, you can only imagine when it's 23, 33, 35 out what you feel like. Imagine 8 degrees, and that's what she was enduring. But she was in such a mental state, she didn't know what was best for her at the time. So I really want to make sure all our officers know how much we appreciate them and how much our guests appreciate them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy.
Cindy.
Joe Sutherland, 51 Dorset Avenue. I'm here as the coordinator of the Millville Municipal Alliance Committee, and we just got back from the weekend that we went up to the New Jersey State Elks Youth Peer Leadership Conference. We took 9 kids up there with us. We had a nurse that had to go, an advisor from the school, 3 advisors from the Elks, and myself. And the kids went for workshops for leadership skills, for refusal skills, and they keep them busy from like 8:30 in the morning till 1 in the morning. Which the only thing bad about that is it means that it keeps us busy from 8 o'clock in the morning until 1:32 in the morning. But yeah, we've been taking kids up there for 20 years now, and we take up anywhere between 4 to 10 kids every year, and I see a lot of these kids that when they come back that do things in the community, and they get back to us and let us know that they keep in contact with other students that they have met up at the it's up in Long Branch right now, but there was 450 plus students up there from all over the state, and these kids get to network with them and to learn things that are happening in other parts of the state, and without you, we could not do this, because without you working with us and allowing us to get our grant, we would not be able to take these kids up there. And we're also looking forward to our ball team starting up and our other regular programs in the school. And with all of them, again, without your help, we would not be able to do it. And I want you to know that myself and the members of the committee appreciate what you do for us.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Hi, my name is Susan Appel. I've been a county resident for 16 years. Prior to that, I was an Atlantic County resident, and I worked for the Atlantic County Animal Shelter and then went on to work for, I was a staff assistant to the Sheriff of Atlantic County. I'm here tonight to speak about our new animal cruelty laws, which of course we're all aware of the incident that we have had regarding the Van Emden collie kennel. Okay. So that really has helped us bring all this to light as far as to everything that's going on. We have had numerous groups, members, people call, and it's not just Millville, it's the entire state of New Jersey. Mainly my focus is on Cumberland County, because obviously we are the poorest county in the state. We all know that. Which brings in a lot of problems, a lot of crime, a lot of drugs, so on and so forth, that our police officers do unfortunately have to deal with. We have made numerous phone calls, numerous of us, within the last week with, like this lady mentioned here, the code blue, as far as people go. Be great if we could also do that code blue with our animals as well. Unfortunately, it's a little bit of a dumping situation, I guess, so to speak, because we never had an HLE, which now we do, which is Humane Law Enforcement. So now we have HLEO officers that feel forced into the position of doing this job. My opinion, of course. Numerous calls that we've made to various police departments, including the state police, we get comments such as, I'm sorry, we're not jeopardizing an officer for a dog. We don't handle that, ma'am. You will have to wait until the ACO is back on. Okay? So on and so forth. I have a list. It goes on forever. That's not acceptable. Granted, nothing was put out until too late. City of Bridgeton, I personally hand-delivered a copy of that law to them last August regarding a long-haired shepherd that was left out in over 96-degree heat for 3 days. That department stepped up to the plate. They instituted a program within their police department. They have a scanner. You can take a dog there. You can have it scanned. They have a holding kennel. We've had my personal experience and the groups that I'm involved with, we've had no problem with Bridgeton since then. The sergeant came out. She spoke with me. She said, look, I agree with you. This is wrong. We can't do this. But you're a person handing me this that I haven't received this from my prosecutor's office. I have to make sure that this is right. I can't go by your word. Totally agreed. The next day, they started to institute these laws and a program so that when a caller calls in, if the ACO is off or there is no ACO, we now have the HLE. We have the prosecutor's office, which is not first responders. We understand that. But we should not feel intimidated or belittled to call any police department regarding any law that needs to be enforced. I don't care if it's a bird, if it's a rat, if it's a baby, no matter what it is. It needs to be enforced. And unfortunately, our animal control officers are the ones that take the blunt of the blame. And they're the ones that get bashed and say they don't do their job. Well, I don't know if any of you have ever been out there and done that job. No. My suggestion would be let the local police officers, their chiefs, or however they run their command, let them come forward and say, hey, I want to volunteer. I want to be an HLE. I want to do this. Not an officer that maybe, some people are afraid of animals. Okay? I have friends that they're afraid of dogs. They're afraid of horses. They're afraid
Susan,
they don't
you
like
have
cats.
about a minute left.
Okay. So, anyway, in closing, regarding the Van Emden kennels, we also feel that it's a conflict of interest and that it should not be heard by our HLE officers in the city of Millville. It should be moved to a different district for hearing and also a further investigation as to how that was handled and the shelter environments that those animals are in, because we don't even know if some of those makeshift shelters were tested for arsenic, if they're used with treated lumber. You know, that's all part of the law. I mean, it's a lot of pages. So basically, without, you know, we could have a whole meeting about this, but with 5 minutes, I'm trying to get out what I can.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
We
much.
appreciate it. Thank you. You're welcome.
You can come with Mike. You have to identify yourself.
Sergeant Ed Zadroga.
Okay. You can go first, ma'am. You can come up.
Good evening. Jean Clayton. I live in Marlton. I'm a member of New Jersey Residents Against Puppy Mills, and I came here tonight to address what happened over at Van M. What the woman was just saying before about the helo. Every police department now has to have a helo officer. I don't know if you do in Millville.
Yeah.
Okay, and they have to be trained to know what to do when they go out. ACOs cannot go out anymore unless you hire them as your helo officer. They're not allowed to go out anymore. The thing that concerns me with what happened at this kennel, well, the main thing is she compliant now? Because the temperature's going to drop down, I think Thursday night into the 19s. So I'm sure everybody wants to know, is she compliant? Has everything been done? Has her place been fixed up? With the new tethering and cruelty law that was passed in 2017, August, I'm not sure. Is anyone here that went out and saw the place?
Ma'am, your job is to present us with questions or your statement, and then we'll answer them afterwards.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that's my main concern on that. If she has the
Compliant.
I'm sorry?
She's compliant.
She is compliant. Okay. And she's following.
You're asking if she's compliant.
Yes.
Okay.
And she is compliant, you're saying?
We'll answer that later.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
And because she is a kennel, but because she sells more than 4 dogs a year and she advertises, she's also a pet dealer. So she has to follow the pet dealer laws also, state laws and animal welfare laws. I don't know if she's in compliance with that. Consumer Affairs have a whole set of regulations. State law has a whole list of regulations. Department of Health would handle health issue. If she's not filling out the correct forms, Consumer Affairs would come down and make sure she has the correct forms. She has to have all kinds of things when she sells, certificate vet, all the papers of the dog history, the vaccines it's been given, know your rights, and especially, and most of them don't do this, that since she's a pet dealer, if a dog becomes sick or dies that she sold, she has to pay the vet bill 2 times the dog. I don't know if she's doing that, but that's part of the compliance of that. And as far as the cruelty law, And I don't know if she had this before, but potable water, if you have water out and it's 32 degrees, that water's going to freeze. You have to have access to potable water, nutritious food. The ground has to be impervious to moisture. The houses for the dogs has to have 4 sides, a roof. The front has to have a cutout for a flap so the dog could get in or out. And it should just be the size for a dog to get through, and it has to have a windbreak on it, straw inside. These are all, so I'm not sure if anybody's aware of this, but these are all the rules under this. She has to have a supervising vet. She has to have the dogs examined 72 hours before the sale of the dogs to the customer. If she's using igloos, which I saw she had a lot of them, they have to be off the ground. They cannot be on the ground. They have to be on something. If it's over 90 degrees or under 32 degrees, she has to have some kind of structure or place where shade from a tree for the dog. I guess that's about all I have to say. She also has to keep her kennel clean, free of debris, free of feces. So I guess if I can't ask questions, I guess that's all I have to say. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Clayton.
Good evening. My name is Adrienne Pacenti. I live in Vineland. I also represent Save Nosy Now Incorporated, Board of Directors. In regards to responsible animal ownership, we all know how much work is involved in legitimately caring for animals. The more animals you have, the more work is involved. You have to be prepared to accept that responsibility. You also, in addition to what other people have stated that are required for animal ownership, you must have moral fortitude. Look at yourselves, look inside yourselves, and ask, do I have the moral fortitude to protect animals the way I would want to be protected if I was that animal? Moral fortitude. Thank you.
Thank you, Adrian. Anyone else?
Am I allowed to go again?
No, ma'am. Sorry. It is what it is. The rules. See. Go ahead, sir.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mr. Hitchler. I live on Cedar Street.
Last name, sir?
Hitchler.
Hitchler.
Bill,
How are you?
William.
Yes.
I know 2 or 3 of you, Mr. Parent. My daughter says, Terry says, they say hello to Dawn when she heard I was coming. All right, one question fits all. I would like to know from the mayor and from his fellow commissioners, how long ago did you know of this condition on Cedar Street? Recently? A month ago? 2 years ago? How long have you known about this condition?
We'll
Mr.
answer that later.
Pepitone? How long?
Mr. Hitchner, we'll answer it later. We won't answer right now, but we have
What you
your
said about
question.
the other lady, but you never.
We have your question. We'll answer it for you, sir. Thank you.
I'll wait for it.
You got it. We'll give it to you.
Don't forget. Say hello to Dawn.
I won't. I wrote it down.
What do you want to know?
How long have we known the conditions over on Cedar Street? Anyone else? What's that? Go ahead. Good. Some people just they don't know about the rules.
Hello, I'm Sergeant Ed Zadroga. I'm the Helo officer for the city of Millville. I'd like to address some issues with the ongoing problem on Cedar Street. The deficiencies that we found in that kennel were very minor in nature, and the owner of the kennel and the family and the employees there were very cooperative in correcting those issues. There's some of the things that I want to address in the questions that were asked. One person said that most officers are forced. I've been to school, that's untrue. Most of us have done it are volunteers. I volunteered myself to do this position. So most guys do volunteer. This is not something that you want to force somebody into, which I agree with. Arsenic and wood products, pressure-treated wood, that place was inspected for that. Pallets are traditionally made out of pine or oak, so that wasn't an issue, and that's what they're using to keep the shelters off the ground. We do have a policy in the police department that we do have animal control available or somebody available 24 hours a day. Not all instances that we will call somebody in or the ACO to address an issue if it's something that can wait. It's not emergent. We have two humane law enforcement officers and one ACO, Officer Sills, who does a very good job in responding to the needs of the community. As for kennel license, all the logistics that go along with it, she is following them. She's got a current health department inspection as of 1/19 of 19. If the weather was not adverse, there would have been no violations. The violations only occurred because we went into adverse weather conditions, which were corrected. Potable water, that's something that was an issue too, and we're working with them to fix that, and they're working with ideas that would be that would work for them. How long this condition's been going on? I've been a police officer in this town for 22 years. I've known about it. I've researched back at least 12 years in our computer system, and we have no reports or any incidences of any neglect or cruelty by this kennel during that time. I really have no more to, if there's any questions, I'd be glad to answer.
Thank you, Sergeant. Thank you, Sergeant.
Me, myself, at least 4 times myself.
Sarge, can we wait till the end, please, ma'am? We'll have a session where you'll be able to ask questions. Just relax. Thank you, Sergeant. Anyone else that would like to go up? All right. This is the time where the commissioners get to answer some of your questions. Okay? I now close the public portion part of this meeting. Comments by commissioners. Commissioner Cooper.
Well, I think there's a lot to be said tonight about what's going on, what happened over there with the Van Ebden situation. I think maybe it may be a bit unclear, so I look forward to hearing the answers from the commissioners, and if you have any more questions about what's going on, so we could, make sure everything's taken care of. And we appreciate you guys coming out tonight and your concerns for that, because I think all of us up here are dog lovers and animal lovers. So, we want to make sure that things are done in the right way. And Sergeant, I want to thank you for doing your hard work as well. But that's what we're all about. So, like I said, I think what you'll hear from Commissioner Pepitone, he has a lot of answers for you, as well as the mayor, on what has happened and how we'll take care of that. And again, if there's any issues in the future, even if they're not animal concerned, hey, come up here. This is what we're here for. So we are here for you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Commissioner Pepitone.
Yes, first of all, I really want to thank you guys for coming out. The passion that you display for animals in general is something that's needed, because a lot of us who are not, I am a pet owner, but there are a lot of people out there that aren't pet owners, that aren't aware of the things that go on with animals that are out there, and the passion that you bring, as well as the awareness, letting all of us know that we have to make sure that we look at these things. From what I understand, and I'm not sure, again, I'm only in here for a year, the helo officer, is that a newer position? Yes. Okay, so and with that, a lot of the things that you're bringing to us, we're grateful for, because I don't think people are out there, I'm hoping that they're not out there just to neglect animals or to have puppy mills or whatever you want to call them. I think they care. I think they may not know. And by you coming and letting us know, hey, guys, be aware of things like this. From what I understand, the Van Emden issue, they're compliant with the things that were brought up to them. I wasn't aware the mayor contacted me, and I was grateful that he brought me in on it. But if it weren't for people like you out there that are saying, hey, let's look at this situation, our animals might be neglected beyond, their lives. So first of all, I want to say thank you. The idea that you brought up with Code Blue, I thought it was an interesting idea. You understand that Code Blue that we have in the city of Millville for people, it's all a volunteer organization. The RVC, Recreation and Volunteer Committee, is something that we, as the commission, said we want to give people the opportunity to get to volunteer and get involved in different things that are close to their heart. I see the interest in individuals here. I'm not sure where everybody lives, but maybe there's an idea that we could come up with if we bring a group of people together to create something like that, where if there's a situation where we know that there's there's animals that are in need or something's coming up cold, or again, it's an embryonic idea. I don't have the answers to the solutions, but by bringing people together and saying, how do we solve this problem? That's where we make headway. And I would be proud to have a Code Blue for animals in the city of Millville. And again, well, I have to start small, and my jurisdiction doesn't go beyond the city. In fact, I'm learning now that I'm responsible for animals as well. Again, it's public.
Ma'am.
Well, let me finish. As public safety director, I'm learning there's a lot of things that I'm responsible for that I never thought about the situation with animals. But I'm grateful that you guys took the time to come out here. If you'd like to get together with me and have a discussion and maybe bring some of the other people together to create, who knows, maybe this will become a statewide Code Blue situation for animals. It starts somewhere when people get together and start sharing the passions that they have and are willing to put the time in, because that's what everybody has an issue in coming together. We've looked to start a lot of new things in here. We're working on it, and I think this would be a great idea. So if you would like to discuss it more, I'd be happy to see what pieces we can put together to create something like that. And again, that's my response to you guys. I mean, from what I understand, the issues that have been brought up, the HELO officers have been out there investigating, doing what they need, doing their due diligence to make sure that these things are met. No one should feel intimidated. I agree with you. You made Cumberland County not sound too nice. I don't like that, because I live in Cumberland County my whole life, and it's a pretty darn good county. And there's a lot of good things in it. And you know what? In the city of Millville, it's a great place. Okay. But the other thing I want to bring up, again, Cindy Cook, God bless you. You're an angel for providing the Code Blue out there for individuals, especially with this cold weather. Mary and I and a few other people have been discussing Neighborhood Watch. It is not forgotten. We're coming up with new ideas to try to gain traction. We have some good ideas. We're going to bring Commissioner Cooper in on it because we want to kind of combine it with RVC. So good things are ahead as as we get through this cold weather and warm weather breaks again. We want to be out there more active and taking part in making a difference in the city. So once again, thank you for your interest and your information that you've shared with us. And with that, Mayor,
thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Udalis?
Mr. Mayor and Madam Clerk, may I clarify, these are the final closing comments by commissioners in response to. In order to clearly respond to your question, to give you a background, in the city of Millville, we do operate under the Walsh Act, which is the commission form of government. Therefore, Commissioner Pepitone, as the Director of Public Safety, would be apprised of all of the matters pertaining to public safety, the Millville Police Department. My knowledge of this issue really took root in what was relayed to me by both our city clerk and our city administrator and the press release. So to answer your question very clearly, that was the information that was provided to me. Now, as the Director of Public Safety moves forward and researches the topic and finds new ways to adapt to his policies to this, I'm sure that our city administrator and city clerk will also keep us apprised of those details in moving forward. But under the commission form of government, it is very much operated under a department. Therefore, our Commissioner Pepitone would have the respect and have the duty of making sure that that pertained to his department and that we supported him in understanding any policies that he set forth as a result. In regard to community development, Mr. Mayor, first I'd like to congratulate Lieutenant Mulford on his retirement and thank him for his years of dedication to the Millville Police Department. I also congratulate the officers receiving promotions and the newest officers who were sworn into the Millville Police Department this evening. In addition to recognizing our police department, it is also necessary to recognize the Millville Fire Department, who honored their families during their annual Spouses Appreciation Dinner on January 26th. Thank you to Dave Vanneman, who served as the 2019 committee chair for the annual event as he completes his final year in this role. As we celebrate our community and the contributions of its many stakeholders, I extend my congratulations to the Holly City Development Corporation for the announcement of a $100,000 award for a community development project titled Building Health and Wealth for Millville Center City residents in partnership with PNC Bank. In addition to the Wells Fargo grant, Holly City Development Corporation, in partnership with the Millville Neighborhood Alliance, has procured another funding source designed to improve the quality of life for residents in our Center City neighborhoods. Reflecting upon the upcoming 2019 grant cycle for Community Development Block Grant, as the Director of Public Affairs, it is integral to recognize that neighborhood revitalization depends not only upon the various perspectives of community input as well as the Commission. As a commissioner, I thank this organization as well as its community partners and volunteers for making our city the focus of their efforts and dedication. And with the conclusion of this statement, Mr. Mayor, progress.
Thank you, Commissioner. Vice Mayor?
This isn't my normal voice, okay? I just want people to know that. But you've reached out to a lot of people this evening because I don't know if you're aware of it, but this is televised here in our community. You don't see the cameras, but the cameras are here. So I think your message, excuse me, yeah, I think your message is loud and clear. You're reaching a lot of residents in our community. So I congratulate you for that. You know, it's an exciting evening with our police department, Code Blue. A lot of positive things are happening in our city. And you're always welcome to come to this commission, this city, and voice your concerns. I want you to know that because we are open to the public, okay? So you have to excuse my voice. Some people are happy I can't talk, okay? But there's those that wish I could. Okay. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you, Vice Mayor.
Hi, Joe.
All right, I'm going to reiterate a lot of stuff. Cindy, you're amazing at Code Blue. I think several of us have been there during the night. What you do is just, it's unbelievable. And what we're doing for not only our local residents that are homeless, but the night I was there, we're taking people from all throughout the county. So it's not just a Millville mission. It's a county-wide mission. And you should be very proud. And I'm proud to be your friend, and I know that you're doing it. So thank you for what you're doing. Mary, I'm surprised you didn't get up. I think you broke a record of not going up. So, you know, I had your name down. So you didn't go up. So you can't go up now. So sorry. So, Mr. Sutherland, what can we say about you and Millville Alliance? What you're doing for the youth of this community is just outstanding. You deserve a round of applause, and I really mean it. Because what you do. You know, this commission, when you give credit to this commission, we deserve no credit. Because it's the community, the residents of this city, that provide those funds for those youth. And that's how those kids get to do what they have to do with you. All we do is say, here's the money, take it, but we're getting it from our own people. So it's a community thing that's being supported for those youth. And I know they're taking advantage of it, so thank you so much for what you do. Susan, excellent. We appreciate what you said. A lot of those things I just learned after this event. Communicating with the police department and the director of public safety. But what I will say, and I hope all of you understand this, is that I got over, 45 emails. I got 5 more today. The fact of the matter is, when there's some type of criminal investigation, there has to be a process. And you're talking to a 35-year law enforcement guy. There has to be a process. The prosecutor's office was involved. The Millville Police Department was involved. They came up with something where charges were filed. Am I correct? No charges. Okay, no charges. So the investigation is completed. So the investigation had to go start to finish. So that's what happened. And I know I answered a lot of people back with that answer. And you're talking to a dog lover. I just rescued a dog from Puerto Rico. Love him. So I understand where you're coming from. And I like what Mr. Hitchner said, because I really, Mr. Hitchner, never heard of anything going wrong with that property, honest to God. And I've been here for quite a while. So to answer your question, hold on. So the fact of the matter is that the police were involved, the prosecutor was involved, and they came up with a conclusion. I wasn't involved with the investigation, but they have to do their job. They're the professionals. don't want to miss anybody out here. So I did take notes. Got to flip it the other way. Ms. Clayton, thank you so much. I think you addressed a lot of those issues. As you see, we have our HELO office here and our ACO office here, which we wanted them here just in case for those questions. So we appreciate what you said. And thank you for coming up. I know you traveled from, what, Gloucester County, you said? Burlington. It's a little bit further from Gloucester. So, but thank you for being here, and we appreciate what you said. For all of you that were here to talk about the dogs, you're talking about all of us are dog lovers. You know, we all have either cats or dogs. Anybody have parrots, monkeys? I don't know.
We even have kids.
You know, parrot. But we're dog lovers. And the fact of the matter is that someone saw something wrong there, called the police, and the police and the prosecutor's office took action. If you don't like the outcome of that, we don't control that. It's not under our control. It's under the control of law enforcement. So you need to understand that. You know, hold on, ma'am. You cannot talk, ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's the rules. It's the rules, ma'am. It's the rules. So the fact of the matter is, I think the police department did a good job, and the prosecutor's office did a good job, and hopefully this breeder, this owner, will realize what's going on, and we won't have to go back there. I'm hoping for that.
Thank you.
We're not going to make everybody happy. I'm sorry. I think that's it. Commissioners, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
This meeting's adjourned. Thank you for coming, folks. Be safe going home.